Alright guys, today we're in the gear room today. It's crappy weather again, of course. So we're going to put together, we'll say, a varmint rifle for coyote or, raccoon, whatever's going to mess with the homestead. I picked up a few things today that will mount on one of my, I'm going to use an AR. It's a lot easier. You got usually coyotes travel in multiple groups. Same thing with hogs. There's usually never just one. So, and it's an easy platform, and there's a lot of parts and a lot of extra. Because this is just too heavy to lug around at 40 pounds. So let me get the AR and we'll get a closer view and I'll show you what's up. Before that, a good tripod is very handy. This is the Death Grip. This one's the carbon fiber, just a little bit lighter, but you'll be able to put your, whatever you're using, firearm, crossbow, BB gun, put it in there, tighten it down, and it allows you just to sit and watch, and you guys sit there and try to hold your gun all day. Next thing I'm going to use is suppressor, can, silencer, whichever you want to call it. This is the Spec War 5.56. I also have 30 cal can and a couple others, but this one's from my AR and it works really good. Disconnect, quick lock. You don't need to use it, but it helps. I also had to go get me a quick disconnect muzzle device. Ammo. Yeah, you want something like a ballistic tip, hollow point, soft point. Just don't use full metal jacket. And as for now, we'll use the X-Sight 4K Pro. I may be upgrading to the thermal. We'll see after a while. This is the one we'll be using. This is the LWRC. The nice thing about it, all the controls, it's your bolt release, mag release, also is on the other side. So completely ambidextrous. A nice charging handle. These guns are a bit pricey, but you get what you pay for. Nice furniture, M-lock rail, spiral fluted barrel. One of the ones I always kind of wanted, so I ended up getting it. I didn't just buy all this stuff today. I've had it here and there putting it together. So, a lot of gun stores do offer layaway, so that is nice. You just have to ask some of them, and that'll help you out. This is one of my original setups, but this is a 50 Beowulf. Let's see if we can get it. So, way much bigger round. Harder to find round. Like, you can't find any right now. So that's one reason we're going to use the 5.56-223. Let's also have this takes two, is it the 1, 2, 3 batteries? But I have one. It's a 1 battery, but you can recharge it with USB for your IR light. You're going to need one of these, which I need to upgrade this in a little while to probably the Hog Sniper, I believe it's called. Get a little bit better IR. What you're going to want to do, if you don't have a Picatinny rail, you're going to want to mount yours under the barrel, the infrared. Don't get, if you have a muzzle device or anything, you don't want to be, above it because it's going to blast into it. So you want to be back just a little bit. Let's see, we're going to suppressor mount, suppressor. So we should be fine right about right here. But if you mount it up, it comes on the scope, you're supposed to mount it on top, but when you fire, depending on a certain temperature and atmosphere, gases come up and it whites your scope out pretty much, or blacks it out, whites it out for that till that smoke passes, because your infrared light is up top. So if you put it underneath, the gas goes up, but your infrared light's underneath, and that makes a big difference. You get yourself a little rail. I mean, I could got a smaller one, but this is all I had. Because nowadays, even getting a little rail is kind of a hard find. But right now, I'm gonna wait to mount it because I have to get my one of these wrenches. It fits right in on your barrel flash hider, and you can take it off. Which just depends. Certain times it comes right off, or other times, I mean, yeah, see, it's on there pretty good. It just depends who built the rifle. Some of them are torqued pretty good. Other times they're just, people don't care. Whoever put it on, put it on. This isn't the best tool. It's just like a cheap, what is it? Nah, this is Tapco. Then Magpul's got one. There's an armor's wrench kit, which is nice. I'll probably end up getting one eventually. I do have another lower we're gonna build. It's gonna be a 6.5 Grendel, and it's a Crusader lower, so it's kind of got the Crusader helmet. So that'll be neat. Let me get this off real quick, because it's gonna be hard without me knocking the camera over. All right, let's see if we can loosen this. Oh no, it's loose. I always save them. I don't know, just I got a bunch of them laying around. I always just switch to my suppressor mounts. Then you have to thread a barrel. Now some ARs, and I guess depending what state you live in, you can't have these. You know, it's just, you know, it's a can with a hole in it with some baffles. It just makes it a little quieter. So, but it's neither here nor there. So, and some ARs just don't have it. Some are match barrels that just, you know, have a target crown or just no threads. So this is something to look for. You don't need the suppressor for this. It just sometimes it gives you a better follow-up shot. You don't have to wear ear pro all the time. It's easier on the ears. And I do have some suppressor rounds that you don't even hear them. They're super quiet. Now how effective they are against a coyote or like a boar or something, I don't think I would risk it. So now this is the one I'm using. This goes with my Spec War suppressor. This is a little 3-prong, and it'll just goes right in, screws down, and you just turn this lock and ring. I don't know if you hear that ring sound, but if you fire it without the suppressor, it gets that weird ass ring. Now some muzzle devices need timed or whatnot to the right spot, so you'll have shims that you use. I don't have to worry about this one because it's got 3 prongs, and they got the rock set. Put it on there, tighten it down, and you gotta wait. What was it, like 24 hours before you can shoot or something like that? It says see enclosed instruction. I don't know. But yeah, put that on there. It's like a Loctite, and you just tighten her on down to, I don't know, was it 80 something pounds? I just cranked the shit up until it doesn't move. So. All right, we are installed. Now, most of these muzzle brakes and suppressors, when you get them, then you have to wait so freaking long, 9 months, up to 9 months or more. Your rock set is usually, rock set. It just dries. So, not gonna get too much into putting these on because everybody's got their own way of doing it. So, whichever way works for you. Service off and check, make sure you're tight. Now when you get this guy on, and it's locked. It's good to go. Adds a little extra length to the gun. This one doesn't really add much weight, but we're gonna be running on a tripod, so it'll be all right. Good thing to do. I usually pop the pin, drop it open, take the bolt out, look down the barrel, and make sure it looks pretty aligned. And they also have alignment gauges, just to check, make sure you don't get a baffle strike, which really sucks. And that one don't add too much to it. So we got that on, which we don't need this on here for right now. Next we're gonna probably put the scope on because it's on top. And then put the IR on later because it's at the bottom. Which I already got it ready to go. You want to put it on and then kind of get your eye relief, but this has adjustable stock, so it's pretty close. This side just has these little thumb screws. You tighten them down, and then get a little wrench and tighten them down some more. As it comes loose on you, it ain't gonna work too good. This one's pretty easy. It's pretty much, this is a video camera, and that's your TV screen. That's how it is. I'm gonna get this tightened down. We'll throw the IR on, and we'll see how it is on the tripod. Well, this is it there. Got the death grip tripod. Got it locked in there. I just have it set for 20 degrees right now. You can open it at 45, which your legs open up wider. And you can go to 85, where you can pretty much use it as a bipod. But it's got a little knob where you can loosen it up. And it just swivels. So you can set about right where you're gonna be, the range you're gonna be shooting. You can adjust it up higher, and then you can just sit there and look through the sight. And if you have to, you can just, you know, makes it so much easier than sitting there trying to hold it all day. Or if you get a bipod, you're laying on something on the ground or in the truck bed or something. So this little swivel, it just makes it 100 times better. So we'll take it out and we'll shoot and see how quiet it is. Which on camera, it's really hard to tell, because quiet things the camera makes louder, louder things the camera makes quieter. So, can't really tell, but we'll see what we can do. All right, these are the Subsonic Rounds I was talking about. They're atomic. These ones are 77 grain. They will not cycle the action now, so it'll be single. Every time you fire, you'll have to rack your bolt. But I was just at the gun store. The Tucker's there in Priceville. None of you guys probably know where that is, but he's got 112 grain of these atomics, which will cycle the action. But for a box of 50 is $100. So I didn't pull the trigger today, which these are also hollow points. I didn't pull the trigger on those yet, but it's coming. It's coming. I got a few in here. We'll fire one or two. I won't go through too many because, you know, they're real hard to get and expensive. And then we will try, it'll answer me. We'll try, I don't know, here's some Frontier 223 55 grain, which heavier grain, the quieter it'll be, the heavier the grain. So we'll go back on the deck over there and test it out. All right, we got the 223, the 55 grain right now. We'll give it a shot and see how it does. That's one thing you want to do too, is if you're hog hunting one night, you might want to run a 20 round mag, which will bring you down a little bit, or even a 10. All right, let's give it a try. See, that's loud. So it cycled the gun. All right, here is the atomics. Super quiet. But you have to cycle your action. I mean, that is really quiet. And I'm kind of in the woods, so it's gonna be a little bit louder. If you're out in the field and whatnot, it'll be way quieter. Now it's quieter, it seems like it's quieter on my 10-inch SBR. That means I'm not burning as much powder as the 16. But that'd be really good for, you know, varmints, hogs, coyotes. And that's the setup. Pretty nice, swivels pretty good. I just have this mag marked so I know what's in it. got the P-Mags, just have the regular. Now I'm gonna look, like I said, the higher the grain, I've seen 77 grains, so it should be a hair quieter. Still gonna be loud. You got that loud snap, but it's not your ears. It doesn't, it doesn't hurt your ears, which maybe I'm deaf, but it's all right for me. Now, if you shot way faster, it would start to hurt your ears. If you had a binary trigger or something, you'd start to hear it. And if you do that, you want to make sure your suppressor is rated. We just fired a few rounds and that one's hot, so that's another thing to watch out for. These will get smoking hot. Like my 300 blackout, it just gets warm. These will get burning hot. So always keep that in mind. And I appreciate you guys watching. If you like what you see, like and subscribe, and comment. Let me know what kind of hunting rig you guys use for coyote or all that. We'll get in before it gets raining, because I don't feel like cleaning all this stuff. And see you guys on the next crazy video. I mean, it's interesting just to film all different things instead of the same thing all the time. You guys be safe.